Most of my Egyptological colleagues and friends, and I know most of the Egyptologists in the United States and a good share of them in Europe, and we're good friends, and most of them don't know about these issues, and those that do know don't care. There are a few that do care, but the Book of Abraham is a particular rub for a few Egyptologists that really care, and there's a reason for that. Joseph Smith's day is the day where there's a height of excitement in Europe and America about Egypt, and there are all sorts of people who are saying this is what hieroglyphs mean and this is what hieroglyphs mean because it's right on the cusp of Champollion cracking hieroglyphs, but he hasn't yet. And so there are all sorts of people who are translating Egyptian documents to mean all sorts of things. And once we get to where we can really translate them, everyone stops believing all of those except Joseph Smith. He's the one person who was claiming to translate hieroglyphs before the discipline of Egyptology had been created, really, that people still believe. And this really bothers Egyptologists, that someone would still believe that stuff that came up before we had Egyptologists. And so there are a few who are bothered by that. Most of them don't know and don't care, and as I meet many of them, they kind of understand the issues, but when they learn that I'm a Latter-day Saint and I believe it, my credibility is high enough, they just think, oh, then there must be answers to those questions, and they don't even bother looking into them. They just assume it must be okay because he's a good Egyptologist and he believes this stuff. There are a few who really, really do dislike Latter-day Saint teachings about the Book of Abraham, and thus about Joseph Smith and everything in general. There are a few who kind of don't talk to me at conferences we go to. A very few, I'm thinking about two, that won't talk to me. Most of them I'm very good friends with. I've been to their houses, we go to dinner together. I know these people and they know me well, and they think it's a non-issue. I don't know that I could give a number to how many Egyptologists there are, but it's a small group. In North America, there are only probably 11 universities that have a program in Egyptology at all. And then, of course, there are other people like myself that are at a different university that are teaching things related to Egyptology, and so our research is Egyptological. The conferences are not huge. We all know each other. When someone reviews one of my papers, it's supposed to be a blind review, but I can typically know ahead of time who's going to do it because there are only 2 or 3 people that do that kind of a thing anyway. So it's a small community and we know each other and we get along really well.